Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 511 headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Dupa podcast. I'm your host, Rob Griggs, here with the super producer, Ez McMahon.
Yes. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Listen. Over the week, I cut off the beer, bro. I was
I see that.
yeah, it's crazy, right? So I told the boys I was going to do it because they went and got the haircut, shot the money to barber, and I was like, guys, I'm cutting off my beard. And they were like, Dad, we not. What's Brooklyn gonna say? I was like, what Brooklyn don't say nothing. What you talking about? Shut up now. So I was like, I'll be fine. And so then I'm getting the cut, and they was like, hey, stop right there. And Chase was like, you look younger, Dad. I was like, well, thanks. Whole ride home, Aiden looking at me sideways, like, you messed up, dog. So I think I might grow it back. I don't know. I look a little crazy, but thank you for checking out the Super Duper podcast.
I mean, wait. They don't look crazy. What you talking about?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I was used to it. It was looking a mess for a while, and I finally got it together. Now I was like,
That's where I'm at right now. I'm at that in between stage, and
yeah, that's just rough.
I think it's got to go tomorrow.
Yeah, it'd be rough, man. You know,
Yeah.
shout out to them cats. They can have a nice beard, and like 2 weeks is gone, and back in 2 weeks, like that took like 4-5 years to grow.
That's not in my genes, I guess. I don't know.
Hey man, shout out to my pops. His beard stay fresh, and it's like nice and white. He stayed lined up. He uses a razor and everything. I would ask him, but then he'd cut me some pork chops or something. Shout out to
That's the way it should be, son.
shout out to Bob. Hey man, I know I get to announcements. When I was younger, pops used to cut my hair, right? And I was trying to grow. Back in our day, it was like the long joint. You had the little skinny line.
Yeah.
Said Pop trying to go. He said, cool. And he cut it. I went, what you do that for? He said, for it to grow, I gotta cut it, son. I went, that doesn't make sense to me, sir. I asked you to make that. But then I had to go get a barber. You know what I mean? It's just like I can't do this. Pops, used to be the worst him cutting my hair, dog. I mean, like, I had to wait till like 10:30 at night. He cut my hair to go talk to my mama, you know what I'm saying? Eat him a meal. I got half a
sit
head.
there.
Yeah, man. Half a head. And he ain't nice. I ain't got no smock. ain't no white. Ain't nothing, bro. Just, you know what I mean? It's the worst experience of my life. Shout out to you, but shout out to my pops, man. That's my man, $100,000. But thank you for checking out the Super Duper podcast. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials. What up, Sarah? SUPA, DUPAPOD, and online at HP53productions.com. For our herch and additional content as our own Ez McMahon with the Easy Smoke GM podcast. Also, follow us on YouTube, like, subscribe, share. And again, this podcast here, you find us on wherever you get podcasts for free, especially on Spotify, bro. It's a late episode. I feel a bit knackered, but I got me a
knackered. That's a word from the past. I remember that.
A couple, bro. Shout out to our folks in London that's listening to the pod. Shout out to y'all. We hear you. Bob's your uncle. So, Ez, man, I know people get on us for doing a sporty thing, but the Bears played. I gotta ask. We took a nice little L on Sunday. How you feeling, man? Can do a check in? Nah.
I'm better now.
Better now.
Monday night we lost an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter. That should not happen.
I don't know if you noticed. I never text you. I don't. I'm just like, I talked to him Tuesday. I hit him like Tuesday. Let me, you know what I mean? I gotta get you 24.
Yeah, man. Monday night was rough.
Yeah.
Especially after with it being a Monday night game, a late game.
Yeah. Already up, sleepy, tired.
Y'all losing. It was a rough sleep, but we woke up and we looked at some of the positives that went on in that game. Yep. There were a few, and
a few was right.
Hey, we win Sunday in Detroit. All's forgot.
Back at it, huh?
That's it.
Back at it, huh? All right. Well, Bears therapy coming soon to the Easy Smoke.
Gotta have it. Oh, it's out there. It's out there. We definitely did some venting last night.
Week 1. Doggone it. Thought we had some time.
Yeah, okay. we spent a good hour just talking about Caleb Williams. So go take a listen.
I take a listen. Make sure I take a listen for real, especially if you're football fans, especially if you are a Bears fan, because JJ McCarthy was looking like young Tom Brady. But all right, there we go.
For a
There we go.
quarter. For a
Oh
quarter.
my God, geez, yeah, geez Louise. So as me and you today, man, and we were off last week. Labor Day had some work to do, so couldn't make an episode. So thank you guys for checking back with us, and making sure you follow us so we can do the proper show that we love to do. So is obviously the one thing that's been in the news, and we talked about it. We want to tread carefully on this. Is of course the assassination of Charlie Kirk, prominent conservative activist and CEO of Turning Point USA. So I guess that's an organization he started when he was a student. I think when I think either Biden or President Obama. I'm sorry,
It would have
President
been
Obama was in
Obama.
office.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
He was in office, and wanted to kind of the world was burning and what have you, and he wanted to help change the minds of some political conservatives or young people, and I guess had a pretty prominent role in the Republican Party, helping Trump get reelected. Help because the biggest thing with Trump and his reelection was he was quote unquote engaging the youth more and engaging young men, right, giving them an alternative. And this person seemed to be the head of it. He was fatally shot during a college event in Utah, described by officials as a targeted political assassination. As you were telling me, they released a video today of the
Yeah,
shooting,
they
right?
actually released photos, and then there's also a video of him because he was on a roof on the campus. He was like 200 yards from where Charlie Kirk was doing his event.
Yeah.
And so, and he was on a roof on a building on the campus, and they actually have video of him actually jumping off the roof and then taking off by foot.
Yeah.
So yeah, the manhunt's on.
Mm.
Manhunt's on. That's all you can say about that.
And we don't celebrate nobody's death on this pod. That's just not how we get down, right? We ain't gonna never be like happy you dead because that I don't like that kind of stuff. But what
Especially
I
like that, man.
yeah, yeah,
That's not cool.
that no matter what you rocking, that's not a way to go. But what I
Yeah.
will say is this: what I do get questions about is, and I talked about this, how they're treating Charlie Kirk like he was Martin Luther King, or like he was this political figure who was saving the world. See, what people fail to forget is that those people were trying to unify, or at least trying to get the best of people who were not like. It didn't matter if you were like me or not. It's like you have something you are in need. I'm gonna do my best to help you. I mean, if you look at Charlie Kirk, I'm not saying nothing out of turn. That just wasn't his thing. I've seen plenty of videos where he was like, "I don't want to deal with black people, calling the Asian people racial slur." That's
Hmm.
it's on record of him doing these things. So I don't think that's an example to set to fly these flags at half mast for somebody like this. Also, you think about Trump's responses to this, right? He's like, "This is the political left, their terror." XYZ, yada, yada, yada. And like I said too before we started recording, he the one with the biggest microphone. And he the one that's always talking about what the Dems are doing and not stupid, and we're gonna get y'all, and we're gonna, that. And see, we here in Chicago, man, like, shout out to everybody that's not in Chicago that's listening. I'm sure you heard on the news about how Trump is gonna send the troops here, right? And the shot apocalypse now, mean that he put up. And I mean, on every podcast locally that I hear, that's all we're talking about because it's like, what is this going to be like? What's this going to happen? All because he's using his megaphone to put fear and out there in the world. And unfortunately, man, I feel like this is just another like something. Instead of being like, hey, let's protect people. If you agree with me or not, we should be able to protect more people in public places and spaces. And now it's becoming used as this another log on this fire of, yeah, this is why I need to send troops wherever I need to, or have this control over decisions, or do X, Y, and Z because of this little thing. And the one thing is that I don't appreciate is how a few months ago, in Minnesota, House of Representative, a Democratic House of Speaker, Minnesota State Representative. Let me start over. The Minnesota State Representative and Democratic House Speaker Melissa Hortman was assassinated at her home, with another state senator and his wife also targeted in related violence in the same area. So this is a microcosm, maybe just an example of just where we are in this short term of this administration, right? It's like these parties have always disagreed, but it was like times the people in the parties, like even if they're on different sides of the aisles, they play golf together, or they were
Hmm.
friends. You know what I'm saying? They could just it's just like They just disagreed on like, okay, we should have all this. We got to cut. We got to spend a little more, right? It was like competition can have. That's just not the lane no more. It's
You
like cut down the
you
middle, and
you
it shouldn't be about, hey, you guys led to this murder, because that's just a false statement.
right,
It is, because also the same thing could have been said about this woman who was killed in a home, and the other sitting there and attacked with his family, and it's just like, hey man, just because you disagree with me don't mean need to pull a gun on me. You
right,
know what I'm saying? Like
right.
that.
It should never
That's
never be
that's
that
what
way.
that this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't this. That's not what this should go to, man. So, I think we just need to be honest about what's really happening, and just, you know, I don't know, as I was thinking about, like, what can we really do? Because it seems like people are scared of speaking out against President Trump, right? Unless you just don't rock with him, you don't care. But you see how so many people just like bend the knee and do what they ask and know they're going against the police, but it's like, to what end? Like, what do you think you're going to get out of this? It's only going to get worse. Like, people, I mean, I don't know about you, as you ever dealt with somebody that's been manipulative. I have, but it's like they don't. Inside joke. But they don't. Sorry, y'all. If y'all know, y'all know. But if they don't, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna get, I'm in. But what was I saying? Yes, this was, I was making a point. The point is, so here we go. But the thing is, manipulative people, they don't just stop when they get what they need, right? They just keep going.
Right,
They keep digging for more. So I just don't understand why people are afraid to speak out about what's like just common sense. And it's not like this is my side. I want this for my, no, this is like, this is right. And this is not right, man. I feel like, people were killing President Obama, well, not literally, but, figuratively, they were going at him when he was like, "I'm gonna be the president of all people." Even Kamala Harris, shout out to her, she got a book coming out, pretty saying something similar. I'm gonna be the president of all people. And unfortunately, some people who were on her side were like, "No, you need to do more for us, more for this." It's like, but that's the job, to be the president of everybody. And here we have an administration that says either you get on or get gone. It's like, is that the way it's supposed to happen? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and again, I'm sure there's some
was
by listening to this. Go ahead, is
it's not supposed to, but
no,
that's
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 the way
that's
it
where we're living
is.
right now.
Yeah, and you got to make a decision, like, because I mean, let's again, we small potatoes, but who knows what'll happen? We blow in a year and this come back and they're like, "But you said this." Yes, we did. So I guess we ain't getting this grant because that's
That's
what
it.
we
Yeah,
said, and
yeah.
we ain't backing down. It's what it is. We can't do that, and that's unfortunate. And I feel like that's the best part of America. Like, I feel like when you love something, any good relationship is an honest relationship, right? I can tell you, I don't like this. Like, I think this should change. I want this to be better, because that's how much I care about you. And we are in America has become a relationship like one of those toxic ones where, like, you can't tell nobody the truth. You can't say, "Hey, you hurt my feelings when XYZ happened," because they're gonna snap or they'll get crazy or blame you, gaslight you. So now you in this thing where you gotta say everything nice about them, make everything comfortable so they don't get mad. That's not a relationship. Don't nobody want to be in that kind of thing, and that's how we are with our country right now. You can't say how things should get better. I mean, it's how many weeks have we talked about, even with this thing with Charlie Kirk, back to what we're talking about, right? About, who he quote unquote was. It's like this rewriting of history, right? This rewriting of what slavery was and just what happened. We can't do that. It's nothing wrong with telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong. And even as a person who I oppose Charlie Kirk's views, he did not deserve to get
No,
assassinated that way.
no, not at
He,
all.
you know what I'm saying? I mean,
And
that's just
he said
that boy was
some
wilding.
racist stuff,
Boy was wilding.
very misogynistic stuff. Um, but those were his opinions, and that's all they were,
Yeah,
opinions.
yeah, man. And
You
that's
don't you don't deserve to die over expressing your opinions. And one thing, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not a I was never a Charlie Kirk fan, or anything like that. I did get a lot of his in my algorithm for some reason.
mhm.
Um,
What can I
Instagram
tell me
thinks
though?
that I yeah
You
I
knackered, bro?
was wait, hold on,
Gobsmacked?
for whatever reason, I get a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff. I get a lot of Ben Shapiro.
What?
Um, I used to get a lot of before he became was Dan Bongino is he's the number two in the FBI now.
Okay.
Before he took that position, he was, the conservative podcast. I got a lot of his stuff, and I also got a lot of, Bill Maher and
Yeah.
stuff on the left as well. So I would listen to some of the stuff he said and didn't agree with anything he said, but he didn't deserve to die, man.
No, 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 no.
That's crazy.
So just a sidebar. So clearly you was trying to fix your algorithm because there's no way you're getting just all this politics with all your
No, I'm also getting
algorithm.
some other stuff too.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right,
You
yeah,
know
let's
how
keep it
that
going.
goes.
You was
You
trying to do
know,
some cosmetic surgery to you.
no, I got all of it. It would be, model then,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you. He's like, oh,
yeah.
save me just in case. That search bar. Telling you.
I don't know.
Angry.
I don't know. I don't. So I don't know where this algorithm comes from. I'm not searching for this stuff. It just
But I
pops up.
but I will say I know you are a big guy. You know, you always know the news. You're big on news, right? So I think that's probably something you're seeing. And these people are making the front page of the news. It's just wow, man. I mean, I this is threatening democracy, truly. Like the whole point, as I understand America, and I'm sure you understand the same, is this is a country where you can say, hey man, I disagree, or this how these people this how we think this should go. I can say I disagree because I actually might have a point. Because how it's affecting me and the people that are in my area or neighborhood or what have you. And it's like we're getting away from that, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like, people have been talking about how do you think Trump is pressing for a third term, or just all these things that are happening that we're just kind of getting blinded by because stuff like this happens and it becomes the front page of the news. Like it's the stuff that has to go. But again, like we said, we don't dance on nobody's grave on this pod. We don't, truly. But we also keep it real and we always keep it a buck, right? You know what I'm saying? Nobody. It's like these. Let's be real about who this person was. His condolences to everybody that lost a loved one. But he was not Martin Luther King. He was not Medgar Evers. You know what I'm saying? He was not these people. So let's treat him accordingly and let the people put him to rest as they want to. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're gonna say about that from the SDP. Um, that was heavy. I don't think Sarah gonna put none of that on social. So let's get some fun stuff, Ed. So I saw this, man. Immediately thought of you. So this, I mean, we how do you feel about Uno, man? Is that like do you like playing Uno?
Uno, the card game.
The card game, yes.
That's cool.
It's cool. I love playing. It's cool.
That's
I love
cool.
playing Uno, man. One of my favorite games, man. I think there's a debate. Some people like, Uno versus spades. I think you'll
Well,
say spade. You know
I'll
what I'm
say
saying?
spades, yeah, but Uno's
Me,
cool.
see, I say Uno because this is why every time you play spades, somebody getting slapped or threatened. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that worth it? Let's play this game called tonight, man. You playing
Well,
spades?
it can get serious. It
Somebody
can
somebody
get,
got somebody
but
got to
I've
lose.
seen some Uno games get a little serious too, though.
Well, that's just ridiculous. That just shouldn't
You
happen.
know.
But every spades game you see,
Have you ever, seen somebody like try to put four draw twos down?
yeah, I don't play. See, I get up. I don't do
Yeah,
that.
that's a problem. Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's gonna
see,
create
the
some
the
table
thing
shaking right there.
the thing with Uno, you have to set rules before you play. Like that's just because shout out to Williams College. You know what I'm saying? When school out east, and that's when I learned you got to tell you because I'm assuming everybody do what we do.
Wait,
Nah, they
y'all were playing Uno in college?
yeah Uno and spades. People play spades. We play all
Oh
kind of cards.
gosh. Well,
Come on, man. Don't do that.
at V Hampton University, you would have been in trouble if you brought out a deck of Uno cards, man.
Hey man, they played it all. We did it all, man. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? We
all right,
diverse like that. Y'all always,
okay.
one minded. That's the piece Charlie Kirk. No, I'm kidding. So now, now, man, so you play Uno. People brought, like you said, stack and draw fours and twos. I was like, hold on, what is this?
Yeah.
Do it in Jersey? Hey, new. We're not doing that. No. I don't know what
Milton
that.
Milton Bradley did not put that in the rule book.
Yeah, they stacking reverses. Hey, what?
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
happening? So that taught me you got to put the rules up. You got like when you play a seven, I think it was a seven or one. If you played a seven, you had to pass your cards to the right. If somebody played one, you had to pass your cards to the left. You never played that? That's wild.
No, that's you making rules up.
Hey man, I played all kind of ways.
Not
My
passing
shout out to
my no.
Yeah, shout out to my family. We played to the power side. We played silent Uno.
The
That
wait,
was
I don't know. Was are they Milton Bradley or Parker brother, whoever it is? Mr. Parker didn't put that in the rule book. I know it.
yo. I heard there's like yeah, a seven. It was to the right and a one to the left. Now that's like
No,
you talking about a game lasting all night. It just didn't stop.
no,
Man.
no. We got
Yeah,
to
but
get
yeah,
Uno and out quick.
yeah, like at college, no, my cousins, like I was saying, we play silent Uno. So like
What's
you
that?
couldn't say yeah, so you couldn't say nothing. Like you just had to play the game. So you had to watch the board, right? So it's like it's harder with a bunch of people because reverses get tricky. Which way is it going? The only thing you could say was Uno and Uno and out. So if you said something, if you had like whose turn is it? Two cards, right?
So
If
you
you
couldn't talk at all,
could talk at all, like oh,
man.
in the color, in the color.
Nah, y'all parents made that up so y'all wouldn't be making no noise.
Why
I
don't y'all
know,
play silent
I
Uno?
know that, right? That's what that was about, man.
Man, but
Y'all
here's
was
the
getting a little too rowdy.
and see now I gotta say shout out to my son Aiden, man. He nice at Uno. I done tried every way to rig the game. He beat me every time. Like, yo, how are you beating me? Every time in Uno, man. And he don't even be paying attention. Low key. It's like, dude, what is happening? You savant. But brought all this up because there's now a game called Uno Stacko. Have you heard of this,
Uno
Mr. Iz?
Stacko. No.
Uno
What is
Stacko.
what's
So
that?
it is a combination of uh Jenga and Uno.
Okay.
So
Well,
now all the cards. So the thing is, when you pull a piece, phrasing, uh, so you choose a block that matches the color or number or the symbol of the last one played. So say like I pull a red. So all the blocks are different colors. You played Jenga before, right? The whole point of Jenga
I
is
thought they were all the same color.
in Uno Stacko, they're multicolored blocks.
Oh, okay,
You know
okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
This
So
is
if
an
I
actual. This is a real game. This isn't like somebody
it's a real game.
coloring
Yeah, yeah.
blocks. No,
Hold
it's a
on,
real game.
I'm gonna send the image to Sarah so she can. Can you see that?
Yeah, I got. Okay, I see it. I see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so like essentially if you pull a yellow one block and you stack it, the next person has to do the same thing, right? So it's like that's kind of how they play it. So if that particular block is so say again, like in Uno, like you got to play a blue seven. So if I play a blue seven, you can either play a blue card or a seven. So you have to do the same. Pull a blue block
Ah, okay, okay. I
number and
got you. I got
stack
you.
it,
I
right?
got you.
So
I got
that
you.
puts you in the trick bag, and it's different ways to the rules. And I was first thinking like, man, how? Because I was thinking like, how many ways can you play Uno? Right? They got a dose game. I still can't figure out the rules to that one to dose. But I thought, oh, you ever heard that?
No,
Yeah, it's a dose. Again, I don't know the rules. I just know I got the pack in the cabinet because
that's
I
all
was
right,
like,
Mr. Milton Bradley trying to
hey man,
make some more
they
money on
doing the
y'all.
best they can, man. They got Uno Ultimate.
They
I
they've
mean,
stopped buying Uno cards. They have enough decks.
they should just go to the Uno Black History Month edition and you know what I'm saying, just make it. Just make some cards just for us to get nuts with it, man. Yeah, but Uno Stacko, man, I saw that. I was like, at
That's
first I was
not
like, this
bad. I think that'll be fun.
hey man, it'll be, you know what I'm saying, ain't got nothing to do in the crib. Cause that makes it a little bit harder because with Jenga,
Yeah,
honestly, you know how
you
that
can
game gonna
pull away.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's man predictable with Jenga. Like, but it's like you play this. Say, hold on now. That's somebody was thinking. That's a thing too. I love when games are innovative, like a card game. I don't know if you ever played it. It's called Phase 10. Have you ever heard of this game?
No.
Essentially, you have all these number cards, and you have to get you have 10 phases of cards you have to get, like, two sets of the same number, or cards in a run. And so you play in hands to get all this. It's a pretty interesting game. And the thing is that the deck keeps mixing up. So it's like, it's a very strategic type of game, man. So like I got a bunch of those in the cabinet. Just kids that I throw them out when you just kind of turn off the games, whatever, play it real quick, get their minds thinking, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to do something different, man. But I think that's good. Uno Stackos. I'm gonna definitely cop that for me and the Chipmunks, and I'll probably aid it on kill.
That sound like a good game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a lot of fun, man. I think because like you said, with Jenga, once you kind of get those bottom blocks out the way, then that's when the game starts. In this joint, it's like, hey, man, this start mad early. So check out Uno Stack. I think it's available on Amazon. I think you can't order anymore online from the Mattel site, but Amazon
Oh,
has it
Uno
for
is a
you.
Mattel game. I'm sorry.
That's what it's saying. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well,
So
then the Mattel people didn't put those rules in the book.
And they was like, we
Sorry,
didn't say that.
sorry, Mr. Parker and Mr. Bradley. I didn't know.
Yeah, man. So, as I don't know about you, man. Lately did the Powerball happen? Shout out to my coworkers. We all went in on the
Hey,
ticket. I mean, I knew.
I won $4.
Look at you, man.
Yeah.
Still like $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? That you might should get that money back. Do a new ticket. What you doing, dog? Uh, but shout out to my coworkers. We gave it a good old hard try. And the state was like, thank you for all of your money for this, man. But I looked at this article on Nerd Wallet. It was like 5 ways to spend $1 billion lottery jackpot. So before I go into this, is
All right.
if you got hit with $1 billion, how would you spend it, sir? What would you do?
Well, I know that a lot of lottery winners
Mm-hmm.
end up bankrupt,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm gonna pay off some debts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take care of some family members.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You
Then
want
I'm
to
gonna
build some
take,
studio to have a pod, gold mics? Got you, no doubt.
yeah.
Throw
Well,
that in
we'll see. We'll see.
there.
We'll see
So
about
you
that.
have a gold mic in nice studio. Like, is my leg working?
We'll see about that. Here's the deal, though. Here's what you do.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take everybody on a nice vacation.
Mm.
All the family, friends, everybody. It's gonna be a bash, right? Maybe a week or two. All right. We're gonna go somewhere nice, and then we have a good time. At the end of the trip, I'm gonna say, "That's it."
Mm. That's it. Enjoy. You hope you enjoyed it.
That's
People
it.
gonna be, people gonna be slapping you, trying to rob you. Every week. Listen, it is every week
And
gonna get abducted. You're like, hey man,
and then I'm
don't tie
disappearing.
so tightly, man.
And then I'm disappearing, and that's it. Yeah.
See now, would you take the lump sum or the payment over a lifetime?
I take the lump sum, man.
Same here. Same
Because
here.
man, you don't know. I might only be here another 6 months.
Listen, a lot of people might have a platoon just for that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Hey, he took
give
the
me that.
year. Hey man, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Give me that lump, man.
It's like, hey, mysteriously, person who won jackpot got hit by a
Yeah.
bus twice.
That's the question. Do you have to announce yourself?
I hope not. I think some people do because they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
wouldn't tell nobody.
listen, I still go to work. I just wouldn't be the best I wouldn't be the best employee, but I'll still go to work. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be like, hey, Rob, we need this tomorrow. What? What? I mean, they'll be coming to my desk as I'm playing Uno Stacko. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what you doing at work? You know, thinking outside the box. Understand? I think for me, I give money to my church, give money to my home church. Shout out to my parents. They ain't really got debt. Shout out to them. So I mean, it'll just be like, what kind of vacation y'all want? Pay off my sister's debt. Probably just have a few hundreds in my pocket just to smack people with. I'm just kidding. I'm just like, hey man, pow, here's $100. Uh, I hope to, maybe invest it in something, to some other stuff so it can make some more money. But I'm with you, man. I think something I would do is travel like significantly. You know what I'm saying? Like really like explore stuff because you can really go and enjoy it. What's up?
Got an answer here.
Okay.
Uh, according to your good friends with AI.
Yep. Shout out to Allen Iverson.
Yeah. Um,
Whoa, whoa,
for
whoa, whoa. You using AI, bro? You all right?
no, Google took me there. I couldn't.
Hands on the team.
No,
Okay.
I didn't say
Playing for
that.
the
No,
Sixers.
no, no, no,
Playing for the
no, no,
Sixers.
no.
Go ahead.
For prizes of 250,000 or greater,
Hmm.
winners can request to keep their name and city of residence confidential. All right.
Hey, because is okay. We already know if you hit the jackpot, I hit the jackpot. We cousins,
You
people we
gotta
ain't talked to in
well
years.
wait,
Just
you gotta figure out how to you gotta have an escape plan.
because
Because
everybody
if it
gonna
gets announced, everybody know where you are.
Yeah, and so almost I feel like if you announce it, you got to get the payment every year because it's like if you get the lump sum, people will try to hit you for a lick. Like he got all, I got to live every year. Y'all can't. I got to be here to get the money. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you are anonymous, and see, I think that's the thing too. Is
But get this though, hold on
Huh,
before you
huh.
go. The Illinois lottery will publish for smaller prizes. The Illinois Lottery will publish winner information, including the winner's name,
What?
city, and prize amount,
Y'all hating.
to show the public that the prizes are genuinely awarded.
Is they got a platoon to put you in the ground. They ain't paying that money. That's just like that McDonald's game, right? Remember
The
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Monopoly.
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 Hey,
Yeah.
the boardwalk was in Mr. McDonald's office. Y'all ain't winning this. Y'all crazy. People give y'all this money.
Oh man.
Oh, Illinois, man, a lot of they like, man, please do this money, fam. We gonna send the people after you because they already know how the state get down. They ain't gonna look
Oh
for you,
man.
man. Ain't no man ass, ain't no way. Because here's the thing, man. You gotta hide. See, I think hiding the money is the hard part too. Because people are people. Like, so okay, the sidebar. Shout out to Cheesy the boss. We were in college. You couldn't bring a car up until your sophomore year, right?
Hmm.
Everybody was frantic when sophomore year. Shout out to D had to Bonneville,
I
brought the
remember.
up to
I was there.
school.
I was there when he purchased it.
D driving to lunch. D driving to class, and we were walking everywhere the year before, but now
Yeah.
he got to drive. What's happened is, hey Darren, can I get a ride to the grocery store? Can I get a ride to the airport? Because he drove everywhere. Now Darren will tell you, when I got my truck. I still walked everywhere, right? It's like, you not ask, It's like, so D will get mad. He go, nobody asked you. I said, because you driving to the gym. The gym right there, bro. I'm walking. I'll park my car away from my dorm. You know what I'm saying? You didn't
Uh,
even get out the car to the dorm. I remember I got caught up going to class. It was like a golf class. And this girl, so you had to drive there. It was like up a hill or whatnot. So I get up there and this girl was like, Rob, is this your car? I was like, no, it's a friend of mine. What's his name? Rob. I was like, that's the dumbest lie. I just couldn't. I know she was like, he just lied about my face. I said, I did. My bad. I just didn't want to get, I didn't want you calling me.
oh man.
All I have to say is, that sounds, man, I should have been nicer. But I'm nicer now. But all I have to say is, when you got this kind of lump sum of money, you're just gonna be living different, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like you just are. Cause when you got money, right? Say your money, not that you broke or something, but it's like the money you have, you just think about certain things. You get a couple extra bucks. It's like, oh, I guess we can eat extra tonight. We can go to the restaurant now. When it's tight, I guess we making dinner at the house. Turkey sandwiches it is. Go ahead.
Depends on the person.
Okay.
I actually worked with a person that was
Hey.
was that hit a lotto.
Okay.
All right, so they won $6-7 million,
Mhm.
somewhere around there.
That's not bad though.
They kept their job, still worked,
Yeah.
and
That's how
you would never know. They drove a regular car. Now I'm sure they had something,
at the crib.
parked. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was just regular. You never know. I didn't know until somebody told me. He hit the lottery.
See, people snitching.
Like really? Yeah, yeah. And then finally he came out and they were talking about it. He's like, yeah, I did. And
He
yeah,
look, he look at you sideways like I did. Show you that piece, and I got a piece too with my winnings. You know what I'm saying?
but
This is
yeah,
I call it jackpot. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
he didn't change his lifestyle though. So,
That's the way to do it.
yeah.
Again, I feel like I'm telling a bunch of stories today, but like, before I went to business school, I won a 5,000. No, I was in business school. That's right. I won a $5,000 gift card for Circuit City off the radio.
Okay.
Answer the football question of all things, right? I'm sure I told this before. And I remember like just in the mail, this gift card came. The value said five bands. I was like, $5,000. So I'm like, man, I'm about to buy, all the R. Kelly CDs, 10 copies of each. I'm going to buy 3 phones. And my mother was like, stupid. Wait a day. Best advice she ever gave me because I was gonna go to Circuit City and just buy 3 of everything, just blow the five. But she was like, just wait a day. Think about what you need. And that helped me out. I bought a laptop for school, bought my parents a couple of things. It's like, all right, what do I need? And I kind of kept it for a minute. And I feel like if you hit the lottery to the point you're making, people just start buying stuff they've been thinking about buying for years. Just go buy a Lamborghini
Yeah.
and you live in an apartment. It's like, bro, what you gonna do with this? In Chicago, like in November, what you gonna do with Lambo? And then it's just it's not gonna work, man. But if you sit on it and just like get what you need, you could do okay with it, man. It's just
Absolutely. Yeah.
damn, that's something else. But they were talking about in this article on Nerd Wallet, just if you get that bill, that lump sum, you're gonna get about $516 million, which still ain't bad. And pay the taxes, so 24% in federal
Wait,
tax.
this was based on the 1.7?
Well, they're saying $1 billion.
Oh,
You,
just a okay, I got you,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got you, I got you.
You got to pay 24% federal taxes off the top, probably more down the road, plus state income taxes.
That's
Damn,
it, 24%? That's it?
that's it off a bill. It's a lot of money.
I know, I understand that. I thought it would be more.
That's federal taxes, not state taxes. Tell me
Right, you
tell me
said
what federal taxes?
24% federal.
That's
Is
what
that
it's
what
saying.
you said?
That's what it's saying here. Yeah,
Yeah, I would have expected to be more like 40 something percent.
like almost half, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they say people who spend their bread, they usually like buy a really big boat, buy a private jet. Would you okay, boat or jet? If you had to pick,
Jet. You
same
ain't going
here.
to actually I just saw a clip, Deion Sanders.
Mm,
Uh he was asked the question, the worst purchase you ever made? And he said it was a boat. He
mm,
said because he didn't use it. He said I would have been better off just
in the boat.
renting it,
Yeah,
whenever I want to go out.
yeah.
But he said that was the worst purchase he ever made.
I mean, you can imagine it because the thing is, the boat is fun when you own it, when you're thinking about it, right? It's
Yeah,
like, and like you said, if you got the bread to go rent it, you can rent the big thing, you know what
right,
I'm saying? But
right,
like, you're not going on a random Tuesday. You
right.
going when it's your birthday, or you going, just cause all the homies in town, right? But a jet, you know what I'm
Go where
saying?
you want.
You go where you want because you always want to go somewhere.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
start doing it like let's go have lunch in Maryland, just some crab cakes. You know what I'm saying? That's when that's when it's a macking in your pimping, man. Straight up. But I think the best, I mean, truly, I feel like you give it away. My home church pastor, he'd always say, he's like, you don't go broke giving, you go broke spending. And that stuck with me, man. It's like, you got it. I think giving it, investing in people, investing in what, in your community, and then also investing in like businesses and people who giving them a chance, right? It's like, I think that stuff just comes back to you tenfold. You know what I'm saying? More than people really, really realize, right? It's like, you don't go broke giving. You don't. I've seen that in my own personal life, man. You go broke spending. You don't go broke giving, man. So I feel like if I had a billion, you obviously to your point, you take care of your debts and stuff, so you can be debt free. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Pay off what you can, because I mean that's just the key. Like once you can get rid of that debt, it's just so many things your money is free to do, right? That's most of the time our money is trying to tie it up to get away from the debt that we have. That's why I feel like people can't really do as much as they want to because they are shoot that we are taking care of past money, right? Instead of managing future things, right? Because we're
Hmm.
working on the past still, right? So that's really what debt is. If you want to be real about it. And so being able to get out of debt and then just give it and invest in different places, that's the name of the game, man. Because truly, when you got a couple bucks in your pocket, you just feel different, man. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? When the money tight, that's how you be just like, "Duh, I just need to start making poor decisions because you ain't got a couple bucks. And who wants that, man? So, hey, if y'all make $1 billion, just send a couple bucks to the Super Duper Pod. You know what I'm saying?
Not much. Just,
Use it right. We just need about 100.
yeah,
That's a joke.
1,000.
100 bands. That's all we need, man. So, Edge, before we get out of here, I know we talked through a few things. So, today, as we record, it is September 11th. Next year will be the 25th anniversary of the terrorist attacks in New York on September, and not just New York, right? There's a few places across the U.S., but New York and the Twin Towers was the main thing that we remember. 25 years next year, right? And so people are remembering September 11th in 2025 through a range of solemn ceremonies, moments of silence, community service. Ground Zero in New York, the annual commemoration ceremony features family members reading the names of the victims, the six observed moments of silence marking key moments during the attacks. Similar ceremonies are held at the Pentagon and Flight 93 Memorial in Pennsylvania, including bell tolls and wreath laying by dignitaries and officials. Community events are organized by local organizations such as the American Legion, often accompanied by reflections from first responders and local leaders. We were watching that. We talked about the Hurricane Katrina doc, right? A couple weeks ago, the last time we were on the pod,
Mhm.
and I remember like the sad thing of well, it was sad obviously because some people died, lost their homes, all this stuff, but it felt like America for whatever reason, not for whatever reason, but you know what I'm saying? It's like we were unified because it's like we got attacked. All of us got attacked. It didn't matter what you would believed in. And it's like, let's just band together and be like in America. Like it was, I remember the time after that, people were more watchful of each other, right? Kinder to each other, thoughtful of each other just because of those attacks. And then like a few years later, we
Then
have
the
Katrina.
presidential election came.
Right. Election came and we back
Yeah.
to fighting each other's necks,
Yeah.
man. And I just remember we've talked about this every year it happens, but just remember where you are and what you were doing. And I remember riding on the train and it was unusually because I was listening to the radio, I should say this, driving to the train and traffic was a little light, but I'm running a little late for work, so I wasn't paying attention. I remember listening to Doug Banks, God rest his soul. He had a radio show at the time on Power 90 on 92.3, I guess Power 92 now. And they were like, yeah, plane hit the Twin Towers in New York. He used to play jokes on the radio all the time, prank calls. I was like, yeah, hey man. I was like, that's not funny, man. And I remember I turned the radio on. I was like, they play too doggone much. I get on the train empty. I'm like, I know I'm running late. I ain't that late. I'm on. I'm gonna get to work on time. Get to work. Everybody looking at the TV, and so like I realized what they were saying on the radio was real. And you're thinking like, what is happening? And once you kind of get this straight, because at that point, we know it now, but at that point, you kind of didn't know what was, you kind of wait, they doing what? Is it just there? Are they coming here? You know what I'm saying? And I remember uh going to my work phone, trying to call everybody I knew in New York, call everybody I knew in DC, right? Or in the DC area, can't get through, halfway getting through, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like at time, and then you go, going home because it was like we don't know if we're gonna send y'all home yet. I was like, "Psh, I'm going home. I don't know about y'all. I was figuring out my escape route. Like
Yeah.
y'all ain't got to wait to tell me because I'm not gonna be down here if something happened. But they let us go. I was like, I already have my bag on. I remember going home, man. It's train packed at 10 a.m. going the opposite way from downtown. Everybody was quiet. This guy started praying on the train, and people just were like in tears and just silent and just trying to, just being careful. I remember getting home and having to get my sister because she was somewhere like volunteering, and then I remember my parents were just unusually calm. It was like they ain't coming out south. We okay. But then it was like we talked about what was really going on, and just thinking about how like man, all the times we've lived in America up until that point, you felt invincible, right? Like no, it's like it was a fence around our country. People tried stuff, right? I'm sure there was little bombs here and there, but like this was a real deal. This thing actually connected and happened.
Yeah.
And just thinking about all the people who lost their lives and just like, the first responders that had to like go into the danger zone, right, to try to save people and like willing to risk their lives and just like thinking of New York at that time, just imagine that, right, living in New York and this happens and you got to still kind of go back to work and they got to real, we talk about a lot on the pod, just the superhero movies. It's like the older you get, you when you watch the Hulk or something bust a building up. It's like, who gonna pay for this? Now taxes going up because you threw somebody through a building. But like this was legit. Like we have to rebuild this as a city. Like, and how long is this gonna take? Now, obviously, all of us have been back to New York. If you've been back to New York, you see they rebuild it. They do what they got to do. But like from our standpoint. You forget about it, but they live in it every day. And it's like, even though we're 24 years later, like, I mentioned on the pod before, I lost children actually their birthday was a couple days ago, and it's like even though that was a few years ago, it's still something I think about. It's still something I don't let go, and I can imagine the same thing with the folks who were affected by September 11th. It's like people love to tell you to forget about it or move on
And
or move
you're
it
never
along,
gonna forget that.
but you can't forget. And I don't think you should forget because a lot of times those things they make you more compassionate, they make you more mindful, they give you purpose, they give you, meaning, right? You never know how it changes you, right? And so that's something you have to check for yourself. So, what our on the SDP, our condolences, our thoughts are for all the people who are still living with the trauma that caused, dealing with the loss of loved ones that are still recovering, even though the buildings have been erected and and things and the city have been done. They still feel torn up and crumbled and attacked inside. That's hard to shake. So I'm praying that they can get the help they need. And that's why again we talk about things like mental health and making sure you manage that the best way you can, because people out here managing trauma on their own, and they're managing it unfortunately not the best way, right? And they're more suppressing it than dealing with it. So that's what we hope for people, um at this timeline, because it's not just beginning September 11th. Some people, lost people, have suffered their own 9/11s. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, we just encourage people, just make sure you can keep healing. And I think we talk about it every year, because I was reading how people go back to the ceremony. You think about it, every year somebody goes back, and
Hmm.
they ain't missed a year, or they go back and they say loved one's name, ain't missed a year. That was wild to me, but in a good way. I say, wow, that's something. Like, they not gonna forget. As
No,
long as y'all having this thing, I'll be here. As long as I'm living, you know what I'm saying? I'll be here, right? And that's just something. You got any thoughts, man? I know I just put you on the spot. You got any
you
thoughts?
sure did, but
Sorry, bro.
but but that's all right. Um, yeah, I'll never forget that day.
Yeah.
Um, I was living in Connecticut at the time,
Mm,
and it was actually all I had worked the night before, and I was asleep during it, and I just remember my mom calling me, and you're just waking up, hello, we're under attack. That's the first thing she said,
nice
and I'm
mom.
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
She was like, turn the TV on, and turned it on, and I saw it at the time. Uh, both of the towers were still standing, and then you heard about they reported the Pentagon, the crash at the Pentagon, and it was just like wild. And then I had a friend who actually, one of my coworkers at the time, um, he had gone home for the weekend to Atlanta and was in the air when the attacks occurred that morning.
Mm,
And so at about 10:45, we lived in the same apartment building. So he
okay.
knocked on the door, and he just talked about his experience. Like they didn't know what was going on, but they had to stay in the air for a while. So they were just circling. And he said he saw the look on the flight attendants' faces. They knew,
Mm,
and he said that he knew something was up, because they were just distraught.
yeah.
So that's had to be something for him
Mm,
to think about,
yeah.
being in the air at that time. But yeah, it was just man, just crazy emotional time.
Yeah.
Um,
And you think about just how, like, that's changed, that how much that changed how we live even today, right?
yeah,
The
absolutely, yeah.
biggest thing was just air travel.
Air travel, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I remember my parents, when I was going shot, going to Williams College, my folks would come to the gate with me, like shipping
yeah.
me till it was like time to,
Or come, you could go. Remember, you could go to the gate
yeah,
when someone landed.
yeah, and
You could
wait
you could
for
go
them.
right to the gate and wait for them.
Which I
Yeah,
get you kind of miss a little bit, but now the way
yeah.
people acting with security, it's actually probably a good thing that only folks in and out there on the plane. But that's neither here nor there.
Right,
It's like,
right.
what I'm saying. But still, like that, how that changed, and also just like how, just how we view terrorism, right? And just how we view, just the country and others, right? I mean, that's kind of where we are. Probably was tied to some of that what happened then,
I
right? Just,
I
just
remember flying right after that. I flew a month after that to go
yeah,
back to school for homecoming,
yeah.
and Hartford Airport was being guarded by troops with
Mm,
M16s
mm,
walking around the airport
dang.
open.
Yeah, I think I flew to DC a couple weeks after that.
Yeah,
I already had a trip. I
I
already,
know
I
that
had a
was a
trip
month. It was
planned.
a month. It was exactly a month after.
Because I just knew my flight was canceled. You know what I'm saying? I was
yeah.
like, and it was like it's still booked. And I remember getting to the airport, went on by on a plane. I was like, oh, this feel good. Should I? But I felt like at that point, I'm probably the most protected. Whoever's on the
Yeah,
plane,
yeah. It was
ain't
probably the
nothing happen.
safest. It was probably the
Yeah,
safest time.
ain't nothing gonna happen, Jack.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something, man. But again, rest in peace, all those who lost their lives in, and again, just really all our condolences to those who still dealing with the trauma of that day. And like I said, your own personal 9/11s, man. Just kind of hoping and praying that you can manage your way through that trauma and stress because it's real, man. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to minimize any of that. So, thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pod. We do not take your listens lightly. It's a very grown and adult conversation we had today, is. Make sure you follow us on our socials. What
We can
up,
do
Sarah?
we can do that occasionally.
Hey, every once in a while, because next week is going to be foolishness at SUPADUPAPOD. Online at HP53productions.com. Also on YouTube at HP53 Productions. And again, follow us on all places where you get your podcasts for free, especially on Spotify. Bruh, feeling a bit knackered, so I'm going to get out of here and get to bed, man. Ez, I miss anything, sir?
No, I think you covered it all.
Fantastic. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Hey, mama, this is the Super Duper Podcast.
That's champagne, real pain, champagne from you and I. Wait, you and I? Now that's champagne if you was I. Would you be off on this campaign? Is it suicide? If you know that bringing hope here is how careers die. Or do the K stand for kamikaze? For Jay Silent, it's everywhere you can feel them probably. Surely, lately, I've been up late with demons in my basement trying to get me to hate this. Life thinking I should be further and then I choke up. As soon as I got silent, then the truth spoke up. They said, how you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you blessed? I woke up, then on my